Five, four, three, two, one. All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Race Hangover. I'm one of your two hosts, Katie LeBoudelaire, joined by Austin Terry. I didn't write an intro for today, but not a lot to talk about with the Canadian Grand Prix. It was kind of, other than the obvious, not that exciting. But Austin will take you through a recap shortly. Then we will go through our top three moments. And then, as always, give our Race Hangover awards. And disclaimer before we begin, neither of us could watch the race live, so it's a recap of the recaps that we watched mainly. But we're here to deliver you all the news that we think you should know, as well as all the memes that we have seen. So without further ado, Austin's just gonna get into the recap.
Okay, I'm diving right in.
Unless he has anything to add.
No,
Yeah,
I
that's what I thought.
you covered it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, so this is a small recap, basically what they wanted to show us in these recaps. Because like she said, none of us could watch the race, and at least I was getting was just messages and a YouTube video at the end of, of what happened at the race. So. This is just accumulating everything that I received. So on lap one, Kimi took Oscar for third, and Albano goes off track, which we have a video of. That I have completely forgotten to post because I have been working. Lap 11, Lando took Alonso, and then on lap 13, I think Lewis hit the groundhog. I think it was on lap 13. I don't know for sure.
I don't know.
But moment of silence, RIP, Gary. Nicole Piastri was devastated
Yeah,
over it.
I saw that.
No, not the groundhog.
And then her little
that was really
brackets,
funny.
not Lewis's fault though.
Lewis being devastated over it as well is like it's not funny, but like it's just the fact he didn't know he hit the groundhog as well, like it just
Yeah.
happened. And then on lap 15, as probably as a result, Lando took Hamilton. But Hamilton was going into the pits anyway, so it doesn't really, it didn't really matter. Lap 17, Sainz takes Bortoleto, and then Tsunoda proceeds to join the fun and then take Bortoleto himself, like within 15 seconds of each other. Um, and then it jumps to lap 45,
Yeah.
where Stroll forces Gasly off at the chicane and gets a 10-second penalty for it, which was valid. Did you see the Lance Stroll stand?
No.
That was a Lance Stroll stand.
Oh, really? Well, how can
Granted,
I
there
see?
wasn't very many Lance Stroll fans in it, but there was a Lance Stroll fan stand.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. Lap 67 was the McLaren incident, which I'm sure all of you have seen a million replays of.
Yeah.
It was 100% Lando's fault.
Yep.
No one can dispute it.
Nope.
He just ran into the back of Piastri and hit the wall. Like it happens. I'm just happy that he's showing aggressiveness finally. Like we're getting some moments instead of him just being fine with staying behind Oscar. Um, but yeah, it'll be fun to it wasn't as spicy as you'd think an incident would be
No.
between those two, but it'll be fun to see how the rest of the season progresses with that and
Yeah.
if there's any more incidents. How did you find out about the incident?
Okay, that's actually funny because I was working. And for those who don't know, I work for a baseball team and we're like mid-game and I'm doing my job in the middle of a game. And I have just the Google tab of like the standings on one tab and then my job in the other. And I'm like going back and forth a little bit. And I'm looking, I'm like, okay, Oscar P4, Lando P5, not the end of the world, closes the gap a little bit, like it, not
Mhm.
horrible. And then I like go back to my job. I click back and Lando just disappears from the standings. I was like, oh God. And I scroll down DNF. I was like, frick. And I didn't know what happened because I like didn't have time to look. And then you texted me, you're like him and Oscar, and I was like, oh God. But yeah. And I know I like that you're saying that he's getting aggressive, which is true. It's good. But also like of all the times, just take your fucking P5 and his P4 and you'll be fine. Like I think that's the one time he could have let it just be and not like challenged him for it. Like I get where he was coming from, but 3 laps left and like the difference between 4 and 5 really isn't that big. What are we doing?
To you, 4 and 5 is 2 points. I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I
Yeah.
prefer him doing it for P4 and
No,
P5
for
instead of
sure.
throwing away a P2
I agree with that.
where if Oscar's P1 and Nando's P2 and there's a decent gap between them,
Yeah.
throwing away that many points is
Yeah, don't do
scary,
that.
but
Still throw
only
away points, period.
yeah, you're throwing away points period. But I mean, if you're gonna go for it, I think this was the time
Yeah.
to experiment, which completely backfired. It went right. But the way I learned about it was really funny because I had the race on in the and so I work in a golf course in the back of the clubhouse.
Lower
There's a
jobs for both
huge
of our
TV.
jobs here.
Yeah, there's a TV. And my coworker, she went to go eat a late lunch. So she caught like the last 5 laps of the race. She was just sitting there. And she comes up, she finishes her lunch, comes back to me and goes, "There was a crash." And I was like, "What color was the car?" And then she went orange, and I just knew.
Yeah.
I just knew it was gonna be Lando. So like I run back there and just see like Lando's gone. Like he's 18 DNF. I was like, oh, like,
Yeah.
but I mean. Yeah, could have been worse. Could have been for P1 and P2, and it could have
Yep.
taken them both out. So
Yeah, that good thing for all of us that it didn't.
good, yeah, good thing for McLaren, I think, that it didn't
Yeah.
take both of them out because they would have lost their minds. Like, I mean, they're head and shoulders above them,
Yeah.
constructors, but
And that's why they can kind of race each
mm,
other now. But
yeah, that it doesn't help them at all. One of the drivers still going off because the Mercedes put in a decent point showing this weekend.
yeah, and especially Max P2 and then both Mercedes on podium.
Hmm.
Yeah, which we'll get to. Or
Yeah.
maybe not.
Well, yeah, speaking of that, 3 laps later, George crosses the line, and then everybody proceeds to overtake under the safety car and gets away with it. That would have the people, if they would have got penalties, like Sonoda asked them to, because he got a penalty for doing the same thing in
Yeah.
FP3. Um, Lewis would have been on the podium, and I would have found that quite funny because the groundhog would have died. Like Ferrari would have sacrificed that groundhog for a Lewis podium. But unfortunately, it did not happen. And neither did Red Bull's protest on George under braking under the safety car several times. Apparently, I don't know. Red Bull were just trying to steal a winner there, I
Yeah.
think. But I think George was also trying to get Verstappen banned. He
Yeah.
was trying to get him banned for overtaking him, and it was a mess. Like it was very risky from the both of them. It's more so George because that could have cost him a race win if he got
Yeah.
found guilty. Like, but that's all I have for the race recap.
All right. And I would like to say I'm actually happy with, I mean, a first podium that doesn't have McLaren's on it. Obviously not happy with that, but go George for a win, a fourth P1, different P1 this season, which is nice because it had been a lot of just Lando, Oscar, and Max up until now. And yay, Kimmy! He needed that after his atrocious triple header. So,
He had a great drive because it
yeah.
wasn't like he overtook Oscar and got away with it. Like he stayed ahead of Oscar
Yeah.
the entire time, which is what Mercedes want to see. But like Mercedes always seems to do really well at this track,
Yeah.
and it's a bit George especially, but it's just quite funny to see like everyone's like, oh, I wonder if the McLarens are gonna get one and one two. I wonder if Max is gonna do it, and it's just George every year. It's so funny.
Did you see what happened to Liam?
No.
Me neither.
Him and Albon just got completely like erased from the internet. I don't know
Yeah,
anything on it.
me
I could,
neither.
I think, because it wasn't in the highlights either.
No,
So
the highlights were 8 minutes long and it was two Lando overtakes and one of them was the pit lane one and I was like that doesn't even need to be in here.
hold
But
on,
yeah,
I'm gonna search it up really, really quickly.
I know I would
Um,
actually really like to know.
After being handed a 50-place grid penalty, Liam Lawson will be starting today's Grand Prix from Vancouver.
So I saw that.
Um, nope, this is just people laughing at him DNFing.
Right, but
But
how?
nobody's saying how.
Okay,
It must have just been like a mechanical thing or just like
yeah, maybe.
he just yeah, I don't know. But fair play. Albon, I don't know what happened either, but I saw his car blow up in quali.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was gonna actually bring that up.
The car got naked for a second. It was
Yeah, it
kind of
did. Started stripping.
it was a bit sexual. Um erotic, if you must.
Oh my God. And moving on to our top three moments from from the weekend. Um, we already talked about this, but I have Lewis in brackets vegan running over a groundhog.
I have the same thing, but in my notes I put groundhog frowny face.
Because of all the people to run over a groundhog, of course it was the aggressive vegan. But
The only person who would never do that. Like, um, yeah. My second one, I guess, would be work at groundhog. was Max and George again, because last week I had Max and George again.
Yeah. See,
Um,
I also have that, but I have Max spraying George with champagne after because like I just saw the picture of them like celebrating
yeah,
together. I was like, that is crazy after.
they're ratting each other out 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, like and then all the jokes about them like co-parenting Kimmy in the cool down.
Kimmy must have felt so awkward in there. Like,
Yeah. He was too excited to notice anything.
um, third for me, I have McLaren crash. We you probably have as well, maybe.
I don't. That's not a
Oh,
moment. And
what's your source?
I figured we'd talk about it plenty. I actually just had Mercedes waterboarding Kimmy after his first podium. And
You
also
see,
him just
like, does the Senna thing where he just like
yeah,
he puts it's quite funny.
so funny. And also him just being like so excited to be in the cool down room. Like he would not stop talking. He's so funny. Anyway, yeah. I was just excited for the kid.
God forbid a child being excited to be in the
Yeah.
cooldown
I
room.
also saw it's funny that he got the win in Montreal because that's the only place in Canada that you can drink at 18. So hopefully the celebrations were great for him. But he actually said that he has exams to go back for. So
Yeah. You, do you say only place in Canada you can drink at
at
18?
18. Not, well, whatever. Is it not?
No, Manitoba does it as well.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yeah, we love 18-year-olds drinking it. But yeah, that was my top three were just purely that because I haven't been able to even be on social media that much, like
Yeah.
to see the fallout of the race. Just whatever my dad's sending me, that's Lando slander. Like stoppable on his day, strikes strikes confidence
I
into
just
defenders.
saw that. I was like, that's so bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like for the heads up for the Race Hangover Awards, I haven't seen a single radio from
Really? I have
anything.
one funny one.
I haven't, so like I just picked the one that I did kind of see, but I
Okay.
didn't see like any golden ones because I usually watch the race and I pick it out from there.
Yeah,
But
me too.
I didn't have one.
No, I found a funny one. We'll get to it though. Because first, who was your driver of the day?
George,
Yeah, fair.
P1 to P1. Like he deserves it. He drove a blind over a race, got off to a great start too. So same.
I threw Kimmy in there because I figured you'd put George.
Mm, that's
I'm
fair.
a
That's fair.
Kimmy fan, so.
Who was your comeback king?
Carlos.
I did as well.
Yeah.
You saw the graphic that said +6, didn't you?
No, I just watched
Oh,
qualifying, saw how disappointed he was, and then was looking for him in the standings, saw he did well, and I was happy for him.
I think F1 might put a graphic up where you gain
Oh,
like
did
six
they?
places. So they're like mega drive from the smooth operator. So I was like,
Oh,
oh,
I was following because I watched qualifying and they interviewed him like during Q3 and it was so bad. He was like, I don't care. And like I texted you that. I was like, he's like, don't know, I
yeah.
don't care.
I don't know.
I'm too mad right now.
I didn't even watch qualifying back as well. I was getting live updates from Shannon,
Yeah, I
who
watched
was in
qualifying live.
Montreal, where we have whatever videos that may be posted. Um, she was just I was like, oh, you like give me updates if you can, whatever.
Yeah.
Because there'll be a lull when the cars aren't there. And she was just like, oh, like getting scared about. She's a huge Lando fan. She's getting scared about Lando. And then she went, fuck me seven. Like she was
I
so mad
know.
about it. And I was like, is it a bad lap or like did something hinder him? And they're like, bad lap. And I was like,
Well,
oh.
you texted me, you were like bad lap. I was like bad 3 laps. Like all three were
Yeah,
misses.
he didn't do too well on quali.
No,
But I mean, the McLaren didn't seem to be too rapid around this track. So I mean,
no.
it was P what three and
Three.
P3 and four should have been where they finished.
Yep.
However, I think if Lando did manage to get around Piastri, he takes Antonelli as well.
Yeah. Well, he kind of
Um,
had the more pace to pass him.
he had the pace going on, but it just
Yeah.
stupid move, whatever.
Whatever.
Um,
We're moving
but
on.
yeah, moving on. We do not want to talk about this. My dad messaged me actually. He's like, "Oh, stupid move from Lando, like idiot." Blah, blah. And then he goes, "Can't wait to see the race hangover after this." No, we're both Lando fans. I'm like, and I watched it back. And I was just like, "Ah, yeah,
Yeah.
he messed up, but you know, he was the first person to admit he messed up. So
Yeah,
it's better
right
than him not
away.
taking accountability and going, "It was Oscar, it was him."
Oscar, he hit my front wing on purpose.
He breaks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brake check.
What was your radio, your
Okay,
colleague?
I saw a funny one between Alex and Williams, a little breakup. He literally is just like, "Why do you guys never listen to me?"
I saw the one tweet I did see was average Albon conversation with Williams, and it's a guy talking to the wall.
Yeah. No, he
Like, I
was
was like,
literally,
what?
I forget there was like something and then it just ended with, seriously, why do you never listen to me or whatever? And I was like, oh, that's funny.
Poor Albano.
Yeah.
I just had George and Max beefing at the end, like both pointing the finger at each other, like like George going, "Oh, he overtook me," and then Max going, "He broke it." Like report him. Like that's all I had though, because that's the only one I saw. I couldn't.
Oh,
I went searching before this, like, oh, was there any funny radios? And I saw
yeah.
nothing.
Okay, wait,
Which
this
was
is
a
the
shame.
full Albon one. I found it. He goes, I don't really know why you don't listen to me. It really annoys me. Like, okay, King.
Oh man, he's like a really mad partner. Just like, why do you
Yeah,
never listen to me?
it really
Uh,
annoys me. Alex Albon, he literally either gets points or crashes out over the radio.
yeah.
There's no
I
in between for him.
I mean, at least he's venting his feelings. He knows he knows good communication.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually very good. I love the Albon radios. I probably should have searched for an Albon radio, but I
I'm thinking my Invisible Man. There's actually too many this weekend because the race was kind of so boring.
yeah, nobody did anything for a while. But who was your Invisible Man?
I think I'm just gonna go with Oliver Behrman because usually there's like something with him in qualifying or like something in general. And
The only reason I didn't go with Behrman is because the bit of the race I actually could watch, he went off track a little bit.
oh,
Like
right.
I was walking back to go do some stocking or something. And I look back and I see Ollie just like wiggle his car. I was like, "Ugh." But my invisible man was Bortoletto
See, I was gonna put
because
Bortoletto, but then you mentioned something about him passing.
him getting overtaken
Yeah.
twice,
And
which
I was like, yeah,
I'm like he like I mean he technically didn't do anything
yeah,
leading to him being overtaken.
yeah,
Um, but he's struggling, Bortoletto. Like
yeah.
Hulkenberg's putting in good performances in that Sauber somehow, and he every week it just seems, but he's not crashing out. He's not doing anything wrong.
No,
It's
which,
just the pace isn't there. Granted, it's a kick Sauber,
yeah,
but it's a question mark of like Doohan got ripped early for doing the same thing, but just in an Alpine.
I
Like
think, yeah, but I think he had a few more.
he had a couple shunts, but I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, that was just the Japan
And
incident where you think he can go like flat out with the DRS.
did Colapinto finish higher than Gasly? Yep.
Probably.
Qualified him for the first time.
Oh, there's been some pressure on
There
Colapinto.
has.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Colapinto was 13th, Gasly was 15th, but he
that's
had
what I
an
thought.
awful race. I like everything I saw was just Gasly was just like
Yeah,
having an awful one.
yeah. Well, he got pushed off in whatever.
Yeah, more points for the kick Sauber of Hulkenberg. I just want
Yeah.
to point that out. P8, insane. Fernando Alonso on a point streak now.
Oh, don't let him cook.
He's back. Haas points as well.
Yeah,
Wow. That was, I mean, to be fair, the Williams wouldn't have got points had Lando not have done it. But
yeah,
that's just adding to the what if thing.
yeah,
But I mean, you take points whenever you can get them, like no matter what. Like
for sure.
you were in 10th when it finished. Sonoda in 12th. He's slowly getting up there. He's
Yeah,
starting to learn how to drive that car, I think. But the Red Bull was just really questionable. That second car is just
yeah.
odd.
Tough one for Isaac Hadjar too. He was on a good streak there, but
Mm. Oh, did you see the FIA gave Lando a penalty?
no.
For the collision they gave him a five
Oh,
second
really?
penalty because it was his fault, all his
Yeah,
fault.
for sure.
And yeah, they gave him 5 second penalty and they're like, so it doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
like I'm looking at a classification and it's got like a little asterisk next to his name with because of the
Oh,
penalty. And I'm like, he's still 18th.
yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. Like he's not losing
No.
points.
Yeah.
But yeah. And they're just making a statement.
Maybe. Yeah.
Who was your brake check champion?
Um, well, Lando.
Yeah, I had Lando as well. I almost went Stroll, but then I'm like, that wasn't actually a
No.
collision.
Yeah. No.
That
First time break check champion, Lando Norris.
congrats, buddy. I think he's been on
Lazy.
something the entire time.
Yeah, I think so. And I don't know if that's bias or if he's actually just one of the only interesting people.
There's always something, but I mean the eyes are always on him. Like that.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one Ferrari fan account on Twitter that won't get Lando's name out of his mouth, and like everyone's starting to clock it and be like, "This is embarrassing for you." Like, come
I
on.
don't know
Like,
exactly what
there's like
you're saying.
five straight tweets about Lando. Like, come
Oh,
on. Like,
Yeah, no, it's definitely like every race is a Lando cam for sure. But
The yeah, except for that except for Imola when it was Oscar cam for like him overtaking everyone.
yeah. Um, no, I'm excited to do the recap of like at the end of the, or maybe we'll do a midway recap too of like who we've been awarding
Mm. Just see so we can look back at like
and
who
just
like
see like
surged
40
up from
Liam
halfway.
Lawson brake check champions.
Liam Lawson, he's got to be in danger of losing that seat either like the end of the
Don't say
season or
that.
something.
Shh.
He's
No,
like he got his what Monaco points. It was plural.
I don't even
I don't
know,
know,
but no,
but he got
Liam.
points in Monaco, and he hasn't done anything other than that. And I think like that Red Bull want to promote that like 17-year-old. They want that Kimi Antonelli
Yeah, Bumblecat.
project going on. No, not him, not him. He's in like F3.
I'm kidding.
Um, but yeah, so I think like Hadja's doing too well. They're not going to drop Hadja.
Yeah,
Process of elimination. Yuki's all right. I feel like they'll give him another season just in case.
yeah,
Just to wait for Hadja because Hadja isn't going to accept the promotion. Like he came out and said,
he
"I'm not ready
shouldn't.
for that."
Yeah.
Until they fix that car, I wouldn't take that promotion either. Actually, no, I would. I would get paid millions to drive this car. Whether it be
No,
for one race, I'm getting money. But he,
but
yeah,
Liam.
but
Liam, no.
I feel like his whole like unlikable gimmick in the Red Bull, like the actual Red Bull, when he went to the Red Bull and everyone and just turned on everyone. I was just like, I'm not here to make friends, blah, blah, blah. I'm here to win, and then it backfires immediately.
He's so likable in the V carb.
That's honestly, I do want to shout out the VCarb social media
Yeah.
team. They could make the
They can make
worst
anyone
person
likable.
likable,
They could make
and
a duo
it's
of Lando and Liam likable.
everyone on Twitter would love them. No, but it's genuinely like they work overtime and like
Yeah. And
fair play to them.
they do so much with other drivers too. Did you see like the
Mm,
hockey video? They just posted so you might not have. But like they had like them all playing mini sticks or whatever. And at one point
yeah.
Alex Albon literally goes, I do more for you guys than I do for my own team.
Did you did you see that one? I don't know who it is, but like one guy, he was like Lewis was on a scooter in the paddock and he was just driving like he was driving to his garage, I think, and some dude is on foot chasing him with a phone, and they almost bump into like the Sky Sports crew, but like the camera saw it and just panned away from the crew to that person chasing Lewis.
I didn't see that. That's funny.
That was cool. I should have that in my top three moments, but
What can you do? Okay, any
yeah.
other notes from you?
Um, I have Saturday and Sunday off this week.
Yes. Actually, I do too. Fuck,
Is
I have a
there
softball tournament on Sunday.
is
I'll
there a
figure
race
it
this weekend? I haven't fully clocked out. I've
out.
been so locked into work. Hold
Is there? Yes. Question mark?
it's in my calendar. Hold on.
Austria?
Nope.
No, there's not. Never mind.
Next week is Austria. The week after.
But I
But
work that week, so
I have Sunday off that week. I what? Wait, what time was
the race is at 9 a.m. my time, so 8 a.m. your time.
quali's at 9 a.m. So let me just have a quick thing, just because if I'm the only one that can watch it both, I'm gonna be not excited, but
You're excited that I can't work.
oh, I can work both. I work five to close on Saturday,
Awesome.
so I get to watch the quali and the race. Did you see the? Oh, speaking of, did you see the huge turnout for FP1 at the Grand Prix?
No, not explicitly.
Because like Montreal's a bit shaky on like are they going to keep it on the calendar for in the coming years?
Oh,
But like there was a huge turnout for FP1. Like
people
the
like,
grandstands were stacked. To be
yeah,
fair, it's the only Canada race, so
yeah,
they're gonna show up. But
that's good.
yeah, it was good on them because they actually got to prove like, hey, us in the Lance Stroll stand, we want this race.
Yes, Lance Stroll's day. Catch me there next year.
Did you see they moved up the Grand Prix to May 22nd next year?
Yes, it's gonna be freezing.
It's gonna be freezing. And in May 22nd this year, Montreal was
Freezing.
still under snow.
Yeah, it'll at least be pouring rain. Like, but maybe they want the rain races back. They want another 4 hour Canadian Grand
They want
Prix.
some excitement.
Yeah,
But
no more 8 minute recaps.
I'm just saying, my birthday's close to that time, KD. If you want to get me tickets,
Yeah, we'll see how well the show's doing by then.
I'm gonna actually start doing my job and like promoting this thing. Like,
Yeah,
I need to go to this Grand Prix. I
I
had people
know.
ask me, they're like, "Oh, how do you feel that your coworkers like going like to this race?" And I'm like, "Fine." Like I'm like it happens every year.
Yeah,
It's not like I'm missing the Super Bowl. It's plus we're getting invited to Silverstone. Trust.
we'll be there.
But yeah, that's all I got for
Yeah,
this race.
I had the only other notes I had were Kimmy, which we talked about because he needed that comeback. The whole Land Oscar thing. But then also I was deleting my notes from Barcelona because I just do them all in the same document and like redo
Mhm.
them basically. And I had like a clip where you had said that they like well, hold on, this is like we have to backtrack. In Barcelona, we were talking about how McLaren couldn't recreate the Mercedes like
Yeah, they got it in them.
whatever. They don't have that dog in them. And yet here we are, but it really was not even close to that. It was so anticlimactic. But I fear we could be trending towards that. So,
There's gonna be I think there'll be one this season where like they both just completely take each other out when they're in P1 and P2, and that will spark it because they'll both think it's each other's fault.
yeah, hopefully
Um,
not. I mean, I hopefully don't manifest that, but
I mean,
I can see it happening.
I like the fact that they're kind of getting along. Like
Yeah,
they all they do is throw like like sly shots at each other. Like, oh, I'm the faster driver. Like that's pretty much
yeah,
all they say. Um, but like I want to see some excitement towards it because if it is a two-horse race at the top here,
yeah. Let's
I
make
want
it.
to see it get exciting. I don't want to see a friendly competition that ends in hugs and kisses in Abu Dhabi. Well, I mean, some people would probably really like to see that, but I I want to I don't want to see them fight, of course, but I want to see
Yeah,
actual like competitiveness out of both of them
yeah,
that we're not actually seeing. Like this is a competitive sport. Like the difference between them is a championship standing between them, and they're acting like they're fighting for like P5 and P6. Like,
yeah.
but
Well, they fought harder for P4 and P5 than they did for P1.
yeah, they get really cautious at the top. Like
Yeah.
both of them. Like I don't like people were like, oh, did you see how did you watch the collision, of course, by now, haven't you?
What?
You've watched the collision by now, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. You see, like just before that into the chicane, like Oscar outbroke Lando, and everyone's like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, his racecraft's amazing." I was looking at it like Lando outbreaks him there. He goes off track.
Yeah.
Lando preserved his race only to throw it away,
Yeah.
like immediately. Like he did the right thing there. Like Oscar just had the inside, which is
Yeah.
exactly what you want on that chicane. If you don't have that inside, you are like victim to the other person and what they want to do with you. So yeah, that was just that was just more of F on Twitter being a bit
Yeah, I
brainless,
was gonna
but
say.
I
Yeah.
just get really annoyed at it.
Oh, me too. As much as like a great battle between these two is gonna be so entertaining to watch, I will not be able to open Twitter for years. Like,
I like if this comes down to Abu Dhabi, I'm deleting Twitter. I'm
so
deleting
I'm just gonna
Twitter.
run our socials then. What's
Oh
new?
no, just for like just until like afterwards, because I don't want to see anything during the race, before the race, or
No,
even just the immediate impact after the race if it does
no.
go down to it, because it will just be pure like chaos of people going like he should have won, never like, and it's like just be happy that it's not more of like Red Bull dominance. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Red Bull fans won't be happy about that, but
Yeah. I think that's about all I have.
yeah. So outro time. Are we cooked here?
Yeah. Send it away.
Okay, well, thank you guys for watching. I'm Austin Terry. That's Katie Labudler, and we are the Race Hangover. Be sure to follow us at the Race Hangover on like every social known to man. Katie did great getting that at, and we will see you guys next week for a Austria preview episode. We should probably get someone who went to Montreal on the show just to yap about their experience.
Sure. Or I was gonna
Um,
say we can bring back some more slideshows or whatever.
that as well. We can do both.
Yeah,
We
let us
can we can
know.
get them to prepare a slideshow.
Oh, recap the race.
Yes. But yeah, we can do both, and it'll be quite fun. Anyways,
A jolly good
it's
time.
been splendid. It's It's been fun as always. I'm saying that as if like you are a live audience.
Thanks for coming out tonight.
Insert the cheer sound effect. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna leave me in the dust here. You edit this, you prick. You prick.
I wasn't going to, and then you just called me a prick. So
No, you 100% would have just like left it out and been like, look at this guy. But yeah, that's all we have. See us next week. Follow us on all our socials where we will be posting clips from this. And yeah, bye.